Corruption is the fraudulent conduct by those in power. It is an act of immorality, and it can happen in many situations. One match makes a raging flame, and I can be that match, that light to my peers, guiding them and showing them how to fight corruption, how to enlighten the darkness that is corruption, and together we can bring light to the new world with the absence of corruption in it. To fight corruption, I can spread the word of any corrupt acts and alert the people around me of the corruption being done so that together we could fight it. I can also start a club which teaches young people to be great leaders who will defeat corruption. And I can attract the attention of fellow young people by using interesting methods, such as performing arts and social media to expose them to corruption. As a youth, I can share information of corruption with my family, friends, and peers, showing them that not the entire world is as fortunate as they are, that the fortunate should help the less fortunate. With my peers, I can make flyers and signs which show boldly the corrupt ways of dishonest leaders. I can organize walks and marches with my peers, parading with these bold signs throughout streets to inform the world of the lies that have been told to innocent people, trusting in their leaders, who have deceived them for their own personal benefit. In organizing these marches and signs and taking my fight to the public, I would gain new supporters who would help further my cause in the fight against corruption. Also, I can write informative pieces about corruption in the world and articles about fighting and defeating corruption in newspapers to educate people about my fight against corruption and ask them to join the fight to help the lives of thousands of people. Power does not corrupt, fear corrupts. Perhaps the fear of losing power. I can form a school club in which young people are taught how to be leaders and grow up to be great leaders of the country. Hopefully, this club will expand and become well known so that students from the entire country can come to club meetings. In this club, I can teach people about mannerisms and humanity. Additionally, we could learn about the jobs of leaders of the countries, what they do for people, for their country, and how they impact on both of these factors. As a club, we could think of ways to better the lives of people in countries so that there is no discrimination throughout the nation. I can show them of the injustices done to victims of corrupt institutions and governments and teach them to avoid mistakes that many leaders who stray from the path of great leaders down to the path of corrupt leaders make. Together, we can learn to help people in countries whose government uses all of the country's assets to their own benefit, leaving the country's people to starve and live in undeveloped areas. I could write letters to hardworking and persevering leaders, inviting them to come to the club meetings and talk to us, giving us advice on how to be better people, better leaders, and fight corruption. Being proactive rather than reactive to appeal to young people, I can write a play which shows corruption and how it affects the people and the world, performing in it with fellow youths to people in every district of my country. We can perform this play in schools, theaters, and stadiums. I can show people that corruption not only affects the people the act is being done to, but it affects how other leaders lead. It shows other leaders that they can benefit from dishonoring their duty and their people, and they may become corrupt leaders as well. I can also write songs and poems about corruption, sending them to radio stations to broadcast. I can create a website called Fighting Corruption, where people voice their opinions on corruption and how they think they should fight it. Pictures, videos, letters, essays, and thoughts could be posted onto the website and shared with the world, so that the world will know that corruption is abundant, whether they are small acts of corruption or large acts of corruption, and how they can help to fight it. Corruption is bountiful in the world, but humans with a deep passion to fight it can overcome it. We can do this by spreading the knowledge of corruption to people by advocating marches, starting clubs on how to nurture people into great leaders, and using social media and art to advertise corruption and invite people to give their opinions on how they think corruption should be fought. I believe that I can do all these things to stop corruption. Thank you.